Hello everybody, it's the Worm, and welcome back to Steins Gate. I kind of want to get a move on pretty quickly here. Last time, well, it was our fourth time going through that scenario, and unfortunately Okabe did not impress. And I think I said something like this before, but yes, I get it. He's panicking. He's getting traumatized from losing Mayuri. He's a younger guy. I'm sure there's plenty of ways to reason out why he, or how he performed in the previous episode. But regardless, he made a lot of mistakes, and it was just a bit. It was I could see where it was going. He was gonna fail. Mayuri's gonna die again. So I mean, sort of just getting to that point, I realized that pretty. I feel like I realized that pretty quickly. If he was continuing to make those mistakes, that was how it was going to end up, and that's where we got to. The only weird thing that I will mention is the fact that he was able to get back to the lab and use the machine himself. I mean, I guess he doesn't need Kurisu to use it. I don't know how complex a machine that is, but I guess that's fine. But it's just the idea that there were tons of armed men. Well, for one, he was able to just, tackle Moeka and put her out of action immediately. And then the squads of men just disappeared and didn't follow him. Now, the game actually brought attention to that. Okabe, in particular, was wondering why the men didn't stop him. So, at first I was thinking, okay, so this seems kind of silly, but the game brought attention to it. So hopefully there's actually a reason why that is, and not just it happened because we need the story to continue, so we need him to go back to the lab. Hopefully there's an explanation. In any case, let's get on with this episode, and let's cross our fingers and hope that Okabe can just take a deep breath, realize he has some time, and try to actually think his way through this instead of just panicking and trying to run away. Also, I'm kind of curious. So far, we've only ever returned to the same time, which is a few hours ago. Is he deciding that, or I mean, why doesn't he send himself further back, is my question. Maybe we'll find out. Maybe we'll find out why he's only going back a few hours instead of days or weeks. Okay, let's continue. Or maybe, does it have to be he needs to send us back to a time where the time leap machine has already been made? I don't think no, I don't think that's the case. I think he could send himself back whenever. It's just if he sends himself back before the time leap machine is invented, then that's kind of a one-way thing, depending on how far back he goes, because if he wanted to make it again, he'd have to get in contact with Kurisu and Daru. Okay, let's stop rambling and get on with it. A screeching in my ears, needles stabbing into my brain, 1,000 emotions flooding my senses. The world bends, pulses, then returns to normal. The pain of my wounds has vanished like magic, replaced by a piercing pain in my brain. I fight back a wave of nausea and take stock of the situation. I'm sitting on the sofa with my phone to my ear. Another successful time leap. That makes 3. It looks like the time leap machine works perfectly. I'm sure it would boost Kurisu's confidence if I'd told her. But that will have to wait until Mayuri's out of danger. I stand up and look around the lab. Okay, he's still panicking. Where's Mayuri? Kurisu, who was dozing off next to me, wakes up with a jerk at the sound of my voice. Don't scream into my ear like that. I've been working all night, so let me rest a bit. Where is Mayuri?
いきなりなんぞマユシならルカシのところ行くって言ってたじゃん。
What's wrong with you? You went to Lukashi's, remember? Damn, she already left? I should call or send a mail. I need to get in touch with her somehow. Mayuri went to see someone after leaving this shrine. Question is who? Think. Consider every possibility. Damn it, how could I forget something so important? I should have asked Mayuri where she was today before I time leaped. Oh, that would be good. I'm not thinking straight. I have to calm down. Yes, please calm down. Don't do the exact same thing again. Wait, I know. Last time we failed because we went to Akihabara Station. I should have known that CERN would be watching. This time we'll take a taxi to another station, then hide somewhere until things calm down. For now, all I can do is wait for Mayuri to return. It's driving me crazy. I consider explaining the situation to Kurisu and Daru, but I just don't have the strength to do that right now. You know who is someone you probably should explain the situation to? Maybe the person downstairs right now. Maybe Suzuha could use some information about what's going on. Besides, I don't want to get them involved. Okabe Rintaro. I'm pretty dang sure they're already involved. I mean, weren't they specifically targeted along with you? Okay, once again, I'm not entirely sure if it's been made clear, but my assumption at this point is that Moeka is trying to capture Daru, Kurisu, and Okabe. And then Mayuri is getting targeted either because she just happens to be here and she's sort of collateral damage, or she's just a witness and they need to, you know, silence all the witnesses, or something like that. So, I mean, they're already involved in this. I'll take care of it myself. I won't let any more of my friends die. And... what? Okay. Well, let's hear what his plan is first. As before, the Braun Tube workshop closes early. Mayuri appears as Suzuha and Mr. Braun are leaving. We run through Oh, we just skipped to the thing. Okay, Kanda Myojin's backstreets to Ochanomizu Station. Taking only minimal precautions to avoid attracting attention. We have to get there before the Sobu line shuts down. We manage to make it to the station without being stopped. But when we get there, I see a group of men waiting by the entrance. They look like CERN. Change of plans. We turn around and head for the Shin Ochano... Excuse me. Sorry. Throat was dry. We turn around and head for the Shin Ochanomizu subway station. Okay, to be fair, you know, I've been critiquing Okabe a lot here. But maybe that's a bit unfair of me. Because I'm trying to think, well, what would I do in this situation? Now, I suspect Suzuha is, you know, a time traveler, but clearly she also has some, you know, I'm not sure exactly what kind of training, but she has the ability to take down multiple armed men. So I would definitely want to at least talk with her, but beyond that, I don't really have. I guess escape would be another idea. I definitely would. I would try to include the others. Because we're kind of, again, I think all of them are getting targeted. I don't think it's just Mayuri or Okabe. So, I just don't understand Okabe's statement where he says he doesn't want to get them involved. But beyond that, beyond talking to Suzuha and escaping, I can't actually think of another way we would get out of the situation, other than trying to go farther back in the time leap machine. And even then, I'm not entirely sure what we would do. Would we try to confront Moeka early, or what? I'm not sure. Yeah, so... Okay, yes, I have been critiquing Okabe, but I need to be fair and understand I probably wouldn't have that many good ideas either, so... We arrived at the station later than I intended. I don't usually come here, so I got lost. I stare nervously at the platform clock. According to the scrolling display, the Yamanote, Keihin, Tohaku, and Sobu lines have already suspended operations. Wait. It looks like the Chiyoda line has too. This is probably because of the poison gas terrorist attacks that have happened in the past. It's now become protocol to assume that nearby stations may be threatened, even stations on unconnected lines. Damn. Mayuri hasn't said a word about my strange behavior. This is the third time I've led her on this escape, but each time she follows me without complaint. Third time? I'm trying to think. Dang it. Let me see here. What does he mean by that exactly? Episode 38 was the first time, and that was the original... That was when we used the time leap machine for the first time. Then in episode 39, we did the... that was the one where Okabe believed it was a dream, and the exact same things happened. Then we have episode 40, last episode, where he tried to run and failed, and we time leaped again. So does he mean third time he's led her on an escape in this timeline? I'm not sure. Does she really trust me that much? Okay, I think he means in this world line. She's... No, I'm not entirely sure what he meant by that. Maybe she can feel my desperation. That's why I want to so badly save her. We've been together for more than a decade. She's like a little sister to me. I'll leap as many times as it takes. Mayuri tilts her head quizzically. I realize that I'm staring at her. Ocarine? Mayushi has a lot of questions, but she'll wait for now. But once it's over, I want you to tell me everything, okay? Yeah, I promise. Mayuri smiles happily at that answer. That's right. While we wait for the train, I should ask Mayuri about her whereabouts today. If I have to leap again, I'll need all the information I can get.
どこに行っていた？
Where did you go after you saw Luca go?
ふぶきちゃんからメールがあってね、マユシーのコスにちょっと問題発生しちゃってたのです。糸がほつれてるところがあったんだ。
I got an email from Fubuki-chan. A thread came loose on her costume.
それを直しに。
I went to fix it.
ふぶきちゃんというのはどこに住んでいる？
Where does Fubuki-chan live?
住んでるっていうかね、今ちょうど UPX のスタベまで来てたのです。
We met at the Starbucks at UPX. So that's where she was. Just then, an announcement plays over the PA system. The subway is resuming normal operations. About 20 minutes have passed since we arrived. I didn't expect to be stuck here that long, but it's okay. Right now, Moeka should be in Akihabara heading to the lab. Everything is going to be alright. While waiting for the train, I examined the route map on the station. Notice sport. You know, I just can't help but think back. So she's gonna be at the lab, and that's where presumably Daru and Krisu are gonna be. And didn't you just earlier? I won't let any more of my friends die? How does not telling them anything and then just leaving them there... Okay, I don't know. We can transfer to an overland train at Yoyogi Uehara. It'll take a while, but that will take us all the way to Odawara. Another announcement, our train is arriving. I can hear the rumbling and see the lights at the end of the tunnel. Mayuri and I are standing just behind the white line. I reach for her hand, meaning to make a dash for the train when the doors open. But I guess there's no hurry now. I let my hand fall to the side, empty. My side. The roar comes closer.
今日のパーティー。
About the party tonight. Mayuri is saying something. I can't quite hear her over the train.
中止になったけど、絶対にいつか。
It got canceled, but we should definitely... Okay, so maybe they wouldn't be there. Yeah, let's hope that Okabe at least did the minimal amount of things, as in canceled the party and sent everyone home. Let's cross our fingers and hope for that.
まゆりお姉ちゃん。
Miss Mayuri. Suddenly, Mayuri disappears.
Huh?
What? There she is, leaning out over the tracks. She's off balance as if she stumbled or someone pushed her. She seems to hang there for a moment, and then the train comes screaming into the station. I hear a sound from out of the train. I can't describe it, but it makes me instantly nauseous. Sparks fly as the train slams on its brakes. People on the platform scream. I turn to where Mayuri was just a moment ago. There stands a familiar girl. Tiny, adorable, a cute black rabbit pouch slung over her shoulder. Shinoji Nai. She looks up at me. Her eyes are wide. Her lips tremble. I saw Miss Mayuri. I wanted to surprise her.
わざとじゃ。わざと。
It wasn't on purpose. It wasn't. She stares at me for a few more seconds, as if waiting for me to say something, then turns and runs away. The platform is in chaos. The PA informs us that there's been a personal injury accident. Nai is already gone. I don't go after her. Instead, I peek timidly through the gap between the train and the platform. One side of the train, one side of the track, is a wash of red. My mind is blank. I can't think straight. I don't even remember how I got back to the lab. Moika's group should have come and gone, but the time leap machine is still here. I guess I should be grateful. It takes longer than usual to set up the machine. For some reason, I have trouble recalling my own phone number. At last, it's ready. Now, take me back. Wow. Okay, I don't even know how to process what just happened there. Well, Of all the things that could have happened, I don't think I ever would have predicted. I don't think I ever would have predicted Nai being the one to foil our plans. And at least, and never in the way that she actually did it. We were standing next to the train tracks. Nai just ran up and pushed Mayuri in an attempt to surprise her. Wow. Okay, is there something weird going on with Nai or this situation? Because that just seemed, I don't know. Okay, if he keeps trying to escape the situation and weird things keep happening that keep causing Mayuri's death, I'm gonna think there's something weird going on. Like obviously something weird's going on. There's a terroristic threat. Moeka is hunting us. You know, the situation's already crazy. I get that, but it's starting to feel like there's might be even more to it than that. But I don't know. I mean, what do I think we're gonna get to a point. The game might be doing something where we get to a point where Okabe just, like, maybe this situation breaks him, you know, seeing Mayuri die so many times. I'm sure it would break me, seeing someone who I cared, who was close, as close to me as, you know, as Mayuri was to him, to have to die over and over. But, yeah, I mean, it just seems so weird. Ugh. And yeah, it was creepy too. For one, that was just a horrifying death, being pushed in front of a train. And then they did that weird artwork with Nye. This is not the first visual novel I've played that has had creepy artwork of of kids. And it's been just as unpleasant as it was there. So, huh. Okay, let's keep going. The leap occurs instantaneously. Titor claimed that his time machine takes 1 hour of subjective time to travel 10 years. I don't know if ours has the same behavior, but now is not the time to find out. 10 years. I have no business that far back. Besides, according to Krisu, time leaping too far into the past could cause mental disorders due to the gap between personality and memory. Yes. Mayuri is singing her chicken song, though she's actually eating pre-cooked chicken from the convenience store instead of her usual juicy chicken number 1. She had to switch because she can't warm up frozen chicken in the microwave, which is now a dedicated part of the time leap machine. I was right to come back 5 hours. Okay, so he is purposely deciding the time. And I did recognize, usually I think it was 16, and I saw 15 that time when we jumped, so we did go back a bit further. Mayuri is still in the lab, but what the hell happened back there? That's my question, Okabe. It hurts, but I force myself to recall that horrifying scene. Mayuri died again. This time it happened at Shin Ochanomizu Station, a place completely unrelated to the lab or the bomb threat. Noji Nai pushed her onto the tracks, where the train tore her to shreds. So here's the question, why don't you... If you were to do everything exactly the same as you just did, but stand further away from the tracks and be on the lookout for Nai, would you be in the clear? That's my question. And what I was trying to say a bit earlier is... Is this going to be something to do with convergence or fate? That's what I'm thinking. Like, is this supposed to be a sort of thing where Mayuri is supposed to die here at this point in time, and then, you know, the situation is such that reality is just causing that to happen no matter where she is? Something like that? That's the thought that appeared in my head, but I think it's a bit too early to say that. If we start going through multiple loops now where she's dying in you know, completely weird, unrelated ways, then I'll seriously consider that's what's going on. Could Nai be working for CERN too? I don't know about that. No, that can't be right. Nai has a habit of jumping on Mayuri and greeting. She was probably just being her usual affectionate self. But why did she choose that precise moment? I don't know. I sense malice. Whose malice? It's like fate is playing a cruel joke on us. Okay. Well, I am glad that we're kind of on the same wavelength here. Whatever the case, all that matters now is that I have another chance. I need to act. I have the power to save Mayuri. I will do whatever it takes to find a way. This time, we hail a taxi on Chuo Dori. It'll be expensive, but that hardly matters now. Mayuri comes along quietly. I consider taking her home to Ikebukuro, but Moega's group might be watching her house. I have no idea where they are at this point in time. Instead, I ask the driver to take us to Shinagawa. However... This is a new scene. The traffic is unusually heavy. The driver says it's never been this bad before. There must be an obstruction up ahead, an accident or something. That's the only explanation I can think of. We've made it out of Akiba, but at this rate it'll take forever to reach Shinagawa. I consider getting off here and taking the train, but then I remember what happened to Shin Ochinamizu Station. I have a bad feeling about this. The traffic jam could be CERN's doing. I look out the window and scan the crowd for anyone who might be a CERN agent. 3 hours later, we're still stuck. According to a conversation I overheard between our driver and another driver, there's some kind of inspection up ahead. Furthermore, it doesn't seem to be a police inspection, but a small fight broke out at the inspection site or something. That's suspicious. To make matters worse, this road has already been closed off, and all the cars behind us are being detoured. There are only about 100 cars waiting, but the inspection has been at a standstill for 3 hours. This can't be a coincidence. Once again, I feel the malice of fate manipulating the situation. Is Mayuri going to die again? If I'd known it was going to turn out like this, I'd have ditched the taxi hours ago. It's not too late. I should pay the driver and get off right... Just then, someone knocks on the window. Our taxi is stopped in the middle of the road. What's going on? I look over, but before I can say anything, a man opens the rear door and gets in next to Mayuri. He's holding a knife. Another assassin? Mayuri, look out! Before she can reply, the man covers Mayuri's mouth with a large, meaty hand. I try to open my door, but it's locked. Only the driver can open it from the inside. What? How did the guy get in then? Whoa! What? Mayuri opens her eyes wide. Her body twitches. What? It all happens too fast. The man sinks his knife into Mayuri's chest. A bright red spot stains her clothes. Be quiet, Okabe Rintaro. Another man gets into the passenger seat. He points a gun at the driver and says something to him. How did he... If the door's locked, how are these people just opening the doors? What? Strength drains from Mayuri's body. Her eyes slowly close. A tear rolls down her cheek. I watch her die inches away, powerless to stop it. I can feel her last breath against my skin. They killed her again. Why? Why? Why can't I save her? Why won't you let me save her? Who decided that Mayuri must die? Oika? CERN? Or does the world itself wish for Mayuri's death? I won't accept that. I clench my jaw and throw myself forward, driving my forehead into the killer's nose. He falls back. I shout to the driver. I crawl out of the taxi and take off running through the traffic jam. After running for hours, I make it back to the lab. Luckily, the time leap machine is still there. I have to leap again. Okay, I mean, now I'm wondering if this is some sort of weird setup where... Well, the fact that the guy knows... He said our name. He said, "Be quiet, Okabe Rintaro." That makes me think that was a CERN thing. The situation with Nai still seems inexplicable, other than just a freak accident, but, you know. But the thing with... Now it's making me think, okay, you know, we have that fiber optic cable, all that sort of stuff. What if this is a whole thing where Mayuri is getting killed, and we're being allowed to time leap over and over so that, you know, well, CERN would be the only candidate for now, but someone is getting the data or something. I don't know. And this is how they, and this is being used for research or something like that. Because, I mean, if, you know, Moeka's been an agent, we have a fiber optic cable from here directly to CERN. Clearly they know who we are. They know what Mayuri means to Okabe, so if they want to give him a reason to keep time leaping, killing Mayuri is certainly something. So yeah, I think this is by someone's design. But... I'm still astonished you've not... Never mind. Let's keep going. Every time we run, Mayuri dies. 6 hours into the past, I clutch my head and rack my brain for an answer. I feel like I've hit a dead end. What do I do if we can't run away? Is there no way to save her?
無理なものか。絶対に助けてやる。
Can we please talk to Suzuha at least once?
何のこと？
What you talking about? Mayuri's blank stare is the only answer I get. This time, I take her to the closest police station and beg them to protect her. When asked why, I explain that someone is going to kill Mayuri 6 hours from now, but without any proof that there's someone after her, they have no choice but to turn us away. It's past 6 by the time we leave the station, and we're left with no choice but to keep one. Then why don't you bring... You should bring her there closer to the time where it happens, right? It's past 6 by the time we leave the station, and we're left with no choice but to keep running. I wish that I could blame my previous failures on bad luck. We could try Ochinamizu and Shinbashi again, or Shinbashi again. Maybe this time she won't die. But I don't have the courage to try those routes again. At the same time, we can't stay in Akiba. We're running out of options. Subways, trains, and taxis, all out. Attempting escape by those means will get Mayuri killed. That's what my heart tells me. Perhaps the fear is irrational, but I can't put it out of my mind. I've seen her die half a dozen times already. Shot, stabbed, torn to pieces. I can't go through that again. We take refuge in Yodobashi Camera. I thought we could keep hiding there indefinitely, but just after 7, we hear an explosion in front of the station. Yodobashi goes into chaos. Policemen arrive and start evacuating the store. When I try to explain our situation, an officer shouts terrorist and pulls his gun. This can't be happening. This isn't America. Ooh. Okay, Okabe. Japanese police officers don't shoot without provocation. Mayuri dies. It happens so fast. Policeman shoots her right in the head. I don't know if he was a real policeman or CERN assassin in disguise. It doesn't matter. I can't deny it any longer. The world itself is killing Mayuri. And it's gonna force you to go back further and further, isn't it? Okay. So clearly, this situation is much stranger than I thought, starting out this episode. It's hard though. I wish we had actually seen, you know, rather than just a summary by Okabe, I wish we could have seen the scene with that police officer and the explosion there. Let's keep going. This time, I don't leap into action immediately. Instead, I sit on the couch and collect my thoughts. Every time I try to save Mayuri, it ends in the worst possible way. To make matters worse, I no longer even know what I'm supposed to be saving her from. Cause and effect. Why does Mayuri die? At first, I thought it was Moeka and her hit squad sent by CERN to steal our time machine. But as I looked back in time again and again, the cause of Mayuri's death kept changing. Yeah, but the thing is, that guy who killed her in the taxi cab, he knew who you were. He said, "Be quiet, Okabe Rintaro." That doesn't sound like the Nai thing. That was definitely, that felt random and completely out of nowhere. But the taxicab death didn't feel... That felt targeted. That felt specifically targeted. And we didn't get enough detail with the thing in the camera, the Yodobashi camera. We didn't get enough detail there for me to be able to tell. At Shin Ochinamizu Station, she died because Nai pushed her off the platform. CERN had nothing to do with that. It was an accident. It definitely looks that way for that one. The question is why was Nai there? It's not like we got information that that's the line she normally takes. But that might be neither here nor there. Each time I leap, she dies in a different way. What does that mean? I've been thinking for an hour and I'm no closer to an answer. You know what you should maybe do, Okabe? Maybe you should talk to either Suzuha or Kurisu, or even Daru. Let's just get some more brains trying to work on this problem, man. Because clearly, you just taking action is not working out here. Here we go. I want someone to tell me, but who can I ask? I'm the only person in history to leap through time. No, this won't... Really? You're gonna go to John Tidor before... Okay. But he's not replying to my emails anymore, and he hasn't posted on that channel in days. I'm not even convinced he's the real time traveler. I decide not to run this time. Instead, I take a different approach. Strike first. I send Moeka an email. I need to talk to you about our time machine. Meet me alone. Oh, this'll be interesting. Everyone, look. I've been waiting for this. One, I find it interesting that you're actually allowed to come up here. I thought the building was cordoned off, but I guess anyone can just walk up here? Okay. That's kind of weird, but okay. But more importantly, the thing is here. The dang satellite's here. Remember back to when Suzuha didn't find her father and we didn't get her to the party? The next morning, the satellite went missing. But then, when we sent the D-mail and took her to the party and she was here, now it's here again. Or rather, I should say, it hasn't disappeared. So what does that mean? 2 weeks have passed since the satellite crashed, but it's still there and the building's still closed. At least the security has lessened, so it's easy for me to sneak in. Okay. Well, that's quite something. Okay, let's just accept it. Not that there's any sneaking to do, I just walk in through the front door like I belong there. No one questions me. Last time I came here was for Dr. Nakabachi's presentation. Of course, on this world line, the presentation was cancelled. Naturally, there's nobody here but me. It occurs to me that this is a dangerous gambit. Moeka might have a gun, and I already know that she's willing to use it. But even so, I don't intend to play fair either. We're supposed to meet at 5:30. It's just after 5. I came early in order to ambush her. I hide in the shadows and wait with bated breath. About 30 minutes later, I hear the door open. Moeka makes her entrance alone. She looks around restlessly. She still hasn't noticed me. I take a gun what? Where did you... When did you... Oh. Okay. I was about to say, it's not real. It's future gadget number 1, the bit particle gun. There we go. Okay. It's just a toy ray gun with a remote control attached. Obviously a bluff, but all I could prepare on such a short notice. I run up behind Moeka and shove the bit particle gun into her back.
動くな。
Don't move.
両手を上げろ。
Hands up. Just like a Hollywood movie. But this isn't a movie, this is real. And she isn't an actress, she's a murderer. After Moeka raises her hands, I feel through her clothes. Sure enough, she's carrying a gun. I take it from her and press it to Moeka's back in place of the bit particle gun. Wow, smooth move.
最初の銃はおもちゃだ。
Sorry to disappoint you. The first gun was a toy.
話を聞きたい。お前がセルンの資格であることは分かっている。
Talk. I know you were sent by CERN.
なぜ
How?
知りたいのか。知りたいのかよ。
How? You want to know how? My frustration and rage boil over. Because of her. Because of her, my Yuri.
俺はタイムマシンで未来から来た。
I came from the future with my time machine, that's how.
冗談だと思っているのか。だが俺はすでに 4,5 回は同じ時間を繰り返してきた。
You think I'm lying? I've repeated the last several hours a half dozen times already. I've lost count of how many times exactly. And I haven't slept at all the entire time. That's gotta be... Yeah, that's quite a... Man, I didn't even think of that. That's gotta suck. Oh, never mind. Strangely, I'm not tired at all. I would think there'd be some mental fatigue, but I guess not.
だからこれからお前たちが何をするかも知っている。
I know what you're planning.
7時過ぎに電車が止まる。爆破予告のせいでな。
Around 7, you're going to stop the trains. That'll be because of the bomb threat. Moeka gasps. So it was their doing.
お前と仲間たちが今日ラボを襲撃することも知っている。
I also know that you're planning to attack the lab, you and your men.
そこでお前がマユリを殺すこともだ。
And then you're going to kill my Yuri.
私も
I...
理解したか。俺がタイムリーパーだと。
Understand? I'm a time leaper. Moeka nods faintly. I could kill her now. It would be easy. But no, I need information.
お前たちはセルンの何なんだ。
Who are you people?
ラウンダー
Rounders. Moeka answers with surprising obedience. I guess she values her own life, even though she has no problem depriving other people of theirs.
ラウンダー。一体どういう組織なんだ。セルンとの関係性は。
Rounders? What does that mean? How are you related to CERN?
メールで
By email.
ダメだ。口頭で説明しろ。
No, speak.
ラウンダーは
The Rounders
セルンとは別組織。
are an organization separate from CERN.
公には出てこない。
Covert operations.
そういう扱い。
We don't exist.
秘密の傭兵部隊か。
Like a private army?
違う。
No.
IBN5100。
Our mission
その情報収集と回収のため
is to find and acquire an IBN 5100, or is to find and acquire IBN 5100s.
世界中に散らばって
They send us around the world.
それを集める。
We collect them. IBN 5100s. That's right. When I met her, she was looking for an IBN 5100. These days, they're nearly impossible to find. People will pay millions to just to own one. Is that because CERN has been hunting them down?
ラウンダーの規模は
How many rounders are there?
答えろ
Answer me.
知らない。
I don't know.
まただから
I'm just an agent. So, she's not important enough to be told.
俺が手に入れた IBN5100 を盗んだのもやはりお前だな。
If you're just an agent, how come you get the fancy bodysuit thing, and how come your other guys just get casual clothes? What's up with that? I mean, that made it seem like you were, someone more important. Was it you who stole our IBN 5100? Moeka doesn't answer.
なぜ IBN5100 の情報をハッキング対策か。
I guess that is a possibility. The idea that they got to Yanabayashi Shrine before we did, and that's why it disappears in that timeline change. Why does CERN need IBN 5100s? To keep hackers out?
機密保持
Maintaining secrecy
最も優先すべき事項だから。
is the highest priority
セルン
for CERN. So, you're after IBN 5100s, but why does that cause you to raid the lab? Because you should know we don't have one.
一体何が隠されている。
What are they hiding?
タイムトラベルの人体実験やその実験で何百人と殺しているという情報は普通の PC でもハッキングで見ることができた。
We already know they've killed hundreds of test subjects with their time travel experiments. We didn't need an IBN 5100 to find that out.
IBN5100 で構築されたデータベースにはそれ以上の極秘情報があるというのか。
Are you saying the IBN 5100 database has information more sensitive than that?
知らない。
I don't know.
末端だからか。
Because you're just an agent. My tone is sarcastic, but Moeka nods. Damn, she's useless.
なぜラボを襲った。いや、お前にとってはこれから襲うか。
Why did you attack the lab? Or, rather, why will you attack the lab?
分かっているはず。
Isn't it obvious?
セルウィのハッキングをしたからか。
Because we hacked
理
into
由は
CERN?
3つ。
Three reasons.
1つは知ったから。君たちが
First, because of what you know.
知ってはいけないこと。
We were ordered to silence you all. Okay, that sounds fair enough. Sounds plausible. So CERN did know about the hacking. Also, this this kind of well, sorry Daru, your claims of being the master haka, or no, Okabe's claims about you being a master haka, unfortunately, they knew about it.
それとタイムマシン。
Second, for the time machine,
君たちが作った。
the one you made. That much was obvious. CERN must be trying to monopolize time travel technology.
決定的だったのは
Third, the reason it happens today.
君たちがそのタイムマシンを世間に公表しようとしたこと。
Ah, I see. You plan to make your time machine public. How does she know that? We made that decision right after the time leap machine was completed. That was only a few hours ago.
だから全員を拘束。
That sounds like that could be information from the future that was sent back. That's why I was ordered to take you in.
拘束マユリを殺したではないか
Take us in? You killed Mayuri.
あの子は必要ない。
Yep, okay. So yeah, collateral damage like I thought. She is not needed. Not needed? I nearly pulled the trigger.
タイムマシーンを作ったのは君とマキセと橋田だから。
Okabe, Makise, Hashida. You made the time machine.
あの子は殺しても構わない。
She is expendable.
そう言われた。
Those are my orders.
俺たちを拘束してどうするつもりだった
And after you take us in, what then?
セルンの施設に監禁してタイムマシン実用化の研究を。
CERN will hold you prisoner. Force you to complete their time travel research.
そうやってこれまでにもセルン以外のタイムマシン研究を潰してきたんじゃないか
Have you done this before? How many lives have you ruined for CERN's research?
私は回収しろと言われただけ。
I do as I'm told.
お前のことを一瞬でも仲間にした俺が間違いだった
I was a fool to consider you my friend. I kinda thought it was weird.
セルンのためすべて
I live for CERN.
FB の命令すべて
I live for FB.
何でもやる。 FB の指示なら。
I'll do anything if FB tells me to. FB? Is that the name of her supervisor?
岡部君君なの
Is it you?
ジョン・タイターは。
Are you John Titor?
何
What? John Titor?
考えられない君しか。
There's no one else it could be. Me?
何をバカな
I don't have time for this. I dig the gun into Moika's back.
それより死にたくなかったら今すぐにお前の仲間とそれと FB とやらに連絡しろラボ襲撃は中止だと
If you want to live, you'll call your friends. Call FB. Cancel the attack. Moika shakes her head.
そんな権限ない。
I don't have the authority.
知ったことか権限がなかろうが何とかするんだでないと
I don't care. Find some way to stop the attack. Otherwise,
殺す
I'll kill you. I can't do it. I'm not a killer. My hands are trembling, just like Moika's were before she shot Mayuri.
なんで殺したんだ
Why? Why did you kill her? She was hesitating. She didn't want to pull the trigger. But she did.
お前もあんなことしたくなかったんだろなのになんで
You didn't want to kill her, did you? So why?
私は
I
従うだけ。
just obey.
FB に
FB.
だったらその FB とかいうやつをここに連れてこい
Then bring that son of a bitch here. Moika shakes her head again.
だからそっちの事情なんて知ったことじゃないと
I don't care about your authority. If you don't do what I say,
無理なの。
I can't.
FB に会ったことは。
I've never. Something hard stabs into my back. A chill runs through my body. There's someone behind me.
銃を捨てろ
Drop the gun. A man's voice. Is he with Moeka?
汚いぞキリュウモエか
You lied, Kiryu Moeka. I'm ready to pull the trigger in cold blood.
二人だけで会うと約束しただろ
We promised to meet alone. Moeka doesn't answer.
いいから銃を捨てろ
I said drop the gun.
タイムマシンは渡すだから誰も殺すな
I'll give you the time machine. Just don't kill anyone.
だとしても
Even if you do that. Even though I'm still pointing the gun at her, Moeka steps away and turns to face me. Her eyes are cold, her expression unreadable.
監禁して
You'll still be held prisoner,
二度と出されない。
Forever. Moeka takes the gun from my hand. I'm unable to resist.
頼む、
Please.
ハッキングのことを謝るから。誰も殺さないでくれ。
I'm sorry about the hacking. I'm begging you. Please don't kill anyone. Something strikes the back of my head. My legs give out instantly, sending me to the ground. Darkness creeps in.
ターゲット B を確保。開始を頼む。
Target B in custody, requesting pickup. Deep down, I knew. I can't save Mayuri. Even if Moeka's group doesn't kill her, someone or something else will. The world itself wants her dead. That is the choice of Steins Gate. Steins Gate? There's no such thing. Those words have no meaning. It's just some nonsense I made up to sound cool. Steins Gate doesn't exist, but fate does. Fate, God, the will of the world, an absolute force that no one can resist. It exists, and it has sentenced Mayuri to death. Oh, man. I was a bit shaky on the first half of this episode, or would it be 2/3? But that whole thing with Moeka at the end, that kind of brought me back in there. That was a lot. We have a whole lot to think about too. What was it? Returners? What was it again? Rounders, excuse me, Rounders. Yeah, Rounders. Searching for the IBNs, possibly why we don't have it this time. And it's sounding more and more to me like Moeka might be brainwashed. Definitely. And then yes, this was introduced way back with Tidor, the idea of convergence / fate, and I definitely found it an interesting concept at the time when it was brought up. But now we actually have, or we seem to have a very clear example of that idea in action, the fate or convergence. So I don't know. I don't know what we do from here. We're captured. I don't know how we're gonna do this. This feels like a game over. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Yeah. All in all, I still think we should have gone to Suzuha first. That's still kind of mind-blowing to me that he never considered that. I mean, it's not even like he forgot. He thought back and remembered that Suzuha took on all those guys. Then he just decided never to bring it up again. So I don't know what that's all about. Okay, we're gonna call it there. I've been the Worm. This has been Steins Gate. I hope you're all doing all right, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.